everybody, I'm Tom Vasel.
And I am Tom Segura, or so I've heard in the last 2 weeks that I look like Tom Segura, but that's not me. I'm Spencer Williams.
I also heard that. I went and looked him up. Never heard of the man before, but apparently you're a comedian.
Hey, some might would argue very strongly against that, that I am not a comedian.
Yes, I've spoken to your family. Anyhow, Spencer's from GameNerdz, a place, one of the biggest online game stores for board games. And so what we do with GameNerdz is we get this information each month to see the best-selling games. This is by number of games that are sold. And it's just an interesting data point that I love to hear about and even try to guess. And my guesses are I'm okay. I'm batting like 500 on these.
Well, I think this might be a good month for you to maybe, I don't want to give it away, but improve. I'm going to give you an opportunity to improve your score.
I thought he was going to say this is a good opportunity for you to just shut up and listen.
No, so we can start off with the top 5 selling expansions of April, and I'm going to give you. I'm going to propose this to you. How many of the top 5 selling expansions in this month were in the top 5 for March?
4.
All right. Well, we'll see. So, number 5.
You wouldn't have asked me that unless it. Okay. Well, okay. Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to say yes because then there's no surprise, but we'll see. All right. So, number 5 did appear last month, and that is Meadow Downstream. It was a little bit higher last month. It went down 3 spots, but still made the top 5, so still very popular.
Okay, I get it, folks. I'll play the game, the expansion. They played it without me here at the studio. All right.
So if Meadow took the number 5 spot, then that means the number 5 spot is anyway. I'll get to the number 4 spot from this month, which was the number 5 spot last month, and that is Wingspan Asia. Again.
Okay. No, this is not a big surprise here. Wingspan, just consistently with these expansions, it will be a weird year when Wingspan is not. Basically, he'll stop making expansions, and the game will be out of print for 5 years before these stop showing up on lists.
It's a good call. All right, number 3, we've got another one from last month, and that is Furnace Interbellum expansion.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about this little expansion that could. Furnace, though, the first time, I'm usually pretty good at predicting games. The first time I played Furnace, I was like, nah, I don't know. I don't know that this game will be as big, and I was wrong. So
it's great. I love it. And that was it did increase by 1 over last month. Number 2 is a pre-order. So that's your clue. That's your only clue for number 2. Can you guess if it's a pre-order?
Breath of the Wild sequel. So it's a pre-order. What expansion are people looking forward to playing? Is it one of the Unmatched sets?
No, because that would be kind of a full set, I guess, unless it was a standalone.
Okay, all right,
like Bruce Lee.
Right. What game? Oh, the Beyond the Sun.
No, that wasn't a pre-order. It was on the list last month. That's your last hint.
I don't know then. Sorry, I can't remember.
Lost Ruins of Arnak, The Missing Expedition.
You're right. Okay, that's on me. I deserve to not guess that one. You're right. When is that coming out? Do you even know?
I think it's like in the fall.
Okay. It's going to be on the list for the next 4 months then. All right.
It sure will. But you did guess correctly, just in the wrong spot, and it's not a pre-order. But number 1 is Beyond the Sun, Leaders of the New Dawn. And so that grew 2 spots, which means 5
all 5.
Nothing new this month.
Well, see, you wouldn't have asked that if it wasn't either a lot or none.
You're right.
No one would ask that if it was just 2.
All right, well, I got to be a little bit more tricky with my questioning then. All right, so number 10.
So now we're in board games.
Yeah, number 10, we're on the top 10 games going into 10, and I can't think of anything to trip you up this time, so we'll just go right into it. This is a pre-order, and that is Unmatched Marvel Brains and Brawn pre-order.
Well, I think I like to say I've already called this one, but yes.
And so this set includes Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and She-Hulk. Now, I get the brains and brawny. I think Doctor Strange is pretty brainy, and She-Hulk, of course, is brainy, but she's also brawny. What category, if you had to put Spider-Man, would he be brainy or brawny?
Well, see, you're not a comic reader. He's definitely brainy. He ran his own corporation for a while. He graduated college at a very young age. He's very, very smart.
Yeah, and Multiverse of Madness, he outsmarted Doctor Strange in that geometric world thing that he was in.
That is true. But that's also called plot armor, but yes.
Well, maybe the point is all of these characters are brainy and brawny. I guess Doctor Strange could be strong with
That's true, because She-Hulk is a lawyer who's actually very good in the comics. You can ignore whatever happened in the TV show. But yes.
I will, thank you. Okay, number 9 is another Unmatched Marvel set, and that is For King and Country. Now, this was on the list in February at number 10. It was absent last month, but this set does include Black Widow, Black Panther, and Winter Soldier. But Unmatched Marvel, that is a solid, consistent seller for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Restoration Games is pretty happy with just that product line alone.
Yep. All right, number 8 is a brand new listing. This is do you want to guess? I almost gave it away.
You're bluffing. I don't know. You start saying you're Eureka. You're on fire. I don't know.
Oh, last clue. Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade.
You chose poorly. Holy Grail.
It is Jerusalem Anno Domini.
Oh, my word. Okay. You said it never occurred to me to pick Jerusalem. Wow. Okay, that's a pretty hefty game from DeVere, which I am going to play this week, or else. I'm very excited to get that one to the table. But, yeah, good. I'm glad to see DeVere games are becoming a mainstay of people who like this sort of heavyweight Euro-style game.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and I've heard a lot of great things about it. And I just want to make sure that, did you get why I said Last Crusade?
Well, I mean, this is the Last Supper, which is where traditionally the Holy Grail comes from, which was in the Last Crusade.
The reference is
it's the I.
Stepping.
Starts with an I. You're right.
There we go. All right. Moving on to number 7. We are trekking down the list. Number 7 is Trekking Through History. This is new to the list as well. Right. I know. I mean, there's 10. They can't all be winners. New to the list. This is a new release, new listing for us. I mean, it's been out a little bit, but as far as coming from GameNerdz, it's a new listing. So people
go buy it, folks. It's really good. It's beautiful. It's easy to play. Offers some tough decisions. Has a bit of Racco in it. Has a bit of collecting resources. Just comes together in a really great way.
So I see that there's thematically there's a time traveling element, sort of. Like, is that strong, or is it more just about like you're? It's not that strong, I guess, but I mean, it has a lot of information about each one, and you're trying to go through history in order. The more years you can go through in order, the more points you'll get. But you're also taking these things, trying to get resources to score your goal as you go through history. It's not uber strong, but there's so much art and lore that I think it works. Lore is the wrong word, because lore sounds like it's not history. History. There you go, history. Not trekking through lore. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is new to the list as well. This is a new release. This was a popular Kickstarter when it was there. This has nothing to do with any kind of intellectual property. It is Distilled, about running a distillery.
Wow. All right. Well, this one's exciting. This one we're putting on the hot games table at Dice Tower East, because I really think once people start playing this game, they're really going to like it. I know nothing about distilleries, about making rum and these things, but this game is so strongly thematic and lets you jump right into it. Like turn 1, you make a drink. Turn 2, you make a drink. And each time there's a little bit of push your luck. The components are unbelievable. This is one of the best games that come out this year. Wow.
Strong words. That's awesome. I want to play it because you've got your wine making games that are very popular. Now it's time for the spirits and such for them to have their moment. So Distilled, good to hear. All right, number 5 is another Unmatched Marvel set.
Welcome to the Unmatched list.
We have seen this before in February.
Is this Squirrel Girl?
It is the Squirrel Girl set. It is the Teen Spirit set. And that is Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel, and the team of Cloak and Dagger.
You know, this makes me happy because people are like, oh, no one cares about these C-list characters, and it's outselling Spider-Man.
And Black Widow. And Black Panther, Doctor Strange. Yeah, that's a very good point. I think a lot of the attention is on Squirrel Girl because of the novelty, but there's some other great characters. You know, Miss Marvel is awesome. I don't know anything about Cloak and Dagger really, but yeah, very good point. Okay, and we get to a couple of nothing really new, well, except for one new one in the final four. But let's find out. Number 4 was on the list last month, and will probably be on the list for a while now, and that is Flamecraft.
Oh, yes.
So that was number 3 last month. But, you know, as long as we have it in stock, it seems like for a while now, it's going to be on the list because of how popular it is. I don't know if this is an evergreen yet, but it's definitely it's going to last a year or more being very popular. So that's good. That's good. It's the Dragon Wingspan. That's not true, but I'm going to say that. Dragon Span. Dragon Span. There you go. All right. Well, there you go. That's the next expansion that Jamie needs to come out with is the Dragon Edition. Because dragons have wings. They've got a wingspan.
People have been really bugging her to make a mythical bird expansion, but I don't know if that will ever happen.
I think it should. I'm going to lobby for it. All right. Number 3 is new to the list. This was a brand new release, and that is Resist, the solo little small box solo card game. I actually picked up a copy of this. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but it just looks really cool and heard great things. I think it was I forget who did the review. I know was it Chris and Z maybe? I don't remember who else did the review.
Chris and Z and Mike, I think they all really like it. So
yeah, that's right.
Very positive reviews from us.
I watched their review and I was sold on it, so I picked it up. But yeah, number 3 on the list. And that's what I like seeing how these solo games are becoming popular. It's not just a game with a solo mode, you know, Resist, and then, you know, Final Girl. I love Final Girl. That's awesome. And they're just starting to come out with the season 2 stuff. And so very happy to see those kinds of things doing well.
Ooh, that's a hint. Final Girl's number 2.
Not quite. Maybe next month. But actually, speaking of solo and doing well, number 2 is not a solo-only game, but have you seen the Golden Geek Award winners this morning?
No. I mean, I did see them, but who won for solo game? I don't remember them, I guess is what I'm saying. Who would have won for solo? It's not Resist. What game is really good solo? It's not going to be Frosthaven. I don't know, actually.
It is Turing Machine. Turing Machine just won for solo.
That's interesting.
It's a restock. So it's been out of stock for a while because of how popular it was. And then now that it's back in stock, it's all the way up at number 2.
I have played this solo. It's actually my preferred way to do it because it's basically just a puzzle.
Right.
So that's interesting. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I don't know, Tom. Number 1 is going to be a really hard one for you to guess. You have to think really, really hard on what could be number 1.
Lost Ruins of Arnak.
No.
Oh.
It was number 1 last month. And the month before that.
Yes, I remember that. Well, if it's not Lost Ruins of Arnak, then it's Dune Imperium.
No, it's Earth.
Oh, why am I forgetting that Earth is out now? For some reason, I'm like, Earth is still coming out soon.
Yep.
So, wait, Earth has been number 1 3 months in a row?
Correct. February, March, and April.
That's pretty good for Connor. I guess we're going to see an Earth expansion. And then we'll see a game called Moon.
Would you say that the Earth being number 1 3 months in a row is a world record?
No, because I'm not Chris Yee. But all right, cool. Well, thank you, Spencer, for all that information. We'll keep doing this, folks, every month so we can keep track of that. 3 months in a row. Okay, well, we obviously don't know May is not over yet.
Yeah, but hey, I was just going to say, people like to have an impact. And if you want to have an impact on this list, the best way to do that is go to GameNerdz.com and buy games that you want to see on this list.
Buy 10 copies. But what do you think? Do you think Earth will be #1 again next month?
No, actually, because I think, let me double check here while I don't want to misspeak. And we get restocks all the time, but I'm pretty sure we are sold out of it right now.
Ooh. So what when we make a guess for next month?
Yes, it is currently out of stock. Now, again, I want to remind everybody that if you come to the site and you see something that's out of stock, you can set a restock notification. It'll let you know as soon as we get that back available for purchase.
I'll say that Distilled might move to #1. I don't know, though. We'll see.
You got to at least make room for an Unmatched on there somewhere.
All right, folks. Well, those are the top-selling games from April 2023. Thank you, Spencer, for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
Folks, I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time on the Dice Tower.
And I'm Spencer.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.